Hello and welcome. Louis here from mindyourownrichness.com. Today's video is about self-development, and I'll be taking you through an introduction to the book Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. The book was published in 1937, I believe. So this video is actually the first of a series I'll be posting along each chapter of the book, and hopefully this will help you understand the content of the book and apply it to your own life. Think and Grow Rich has been some sort of self-development Bible for many people who I can say found success in life, and I mean financially or in different areas of their existence. Okay, let's talk about the story behind the book. Mr. Andrew Carnegie, a wealthy man who made his fortune in the steel industry, apparently had a formula he was using for his success. And because he was a good man, he mentored many young men who also became wealthy. When he met Napoleon Hill, who was a young reporter at the time, he asked him to spend 25 years interviewing hundreds of wealthy people who used the Carnegie's principles to make their fortunes. And he wanted him to establish a scientific process that proves that the formula can work for anyone no matter what. So Napoleon Hill developed that process throughout his book Think and Grow Rich. This was not an easy assignment, believe me, because Mr. Hill was not getting paid a single penny for such job, but the reward he received afterwards was just way beyond his expectations. Not only did he sell millions of copies of his writing, but he also gained the practical knowledge and experience he needed to accomplish anything he wanted in life. His other teachings are available over the internet, and the book Think and Grow Rich keeps selling till these days. Now let's talk about the secret. The secret presented here is what we call affirmations these days. It is basically repeating to yourself day after day what you want to achieve in life, and adding sincere emotion and expectation to that. But don't get fooled by this definition. There is more about the secret that has to do with reading the book over and over again. I myself personally, I have the book in MP4 format, and I listen to that daily while I'm driving. I can tell you it does make a difference. In my opinion, and the author also says that in the introduction, your version of the secret will come into your own mind as you read. It will come in a form of a plan for your goal, maybe a lesson to learn from a failure in your life, and so on. That is why it's quite misleading to tell you that the secret is at page X of chapter Y. Of course, there are the principles to follow for everybody, but because everyone has a different goal, your version of the secret will be different. There are features about the secret to mention here. The fact that you can use it and succeed even if you've never been to school. What else? It doesn't cost money. It only requires your sincere desire to acquire it. Okay, there's some stories at the beginning of the book, I think in the introduction in chapter 1. The two main stories are told in the introduction, as I said, and in chapter 1 to teach us a lesson on persistence that will be developed later on. The first is the story of Edwin C. Barnes. That guy made his way from floor sweeper, can you believe that? From floor sweeper to becoming the business partner of Thomas A. Edison, the greatest inventor who ever lived. From that story, you learn that it is possible to reach anything in life if you know exactly what you want, if you are persistent, and if you are determined like Edwin C. Barnes was. Another important fact about Barnes' story is that he faced serious challenges before even starting to go after his dream. He not only didn't know Mr. Edison, but he also had no money to take the train to the inventor's office in New Jersey. What I personally see in his story is an incredible level of determination. Most people will just back off and forget it if they smell difficulties for the achievement of a strong desire they have. You hear people say, well, I don't think I'll be rich one day because I come from a very poor family, or I was not good in school, so there's no hope for me to being a successful business person, and the list just goes on. The second story shows that even if we fail in the process, we should not give up at that point and instead analyze the situation and learn a lesson from it to do things differently. It is the sad story of Darby's uncle in the gold mine. Darby is known to have stopped digging just 3 feet from the gold he had been searching. There's a lot to learn here. Okay, let's talk about what the book claims. Basically, Napoleon Hill is telling us that after reading his book, we will be able to accomplish anything we want in life. And he meant exactly anything. You're probably thinking, come on, here we go, whatever. And it is normal because success is not our usual way of thinking. Most of us have been raised in an environment of lack. We think money is hard to earn, rich people are bad people, the poor will go to heaven. All these ideas stuck in our minds make it difficult to accept that there is a possible way to succeed in life without hard labor, influence, business experience, higher education, and so on. That is why it is suggested not only to read the biographies of those who use the formula, but also to test the recipe for yourself, since you have nothing to lose doing just that. In fact, as you'll see, success has nothing to do with the physical reality around you. It all comes from what is going on in your mind first. Our problem is our mind is fed with the bad news and negative comments we hear and see every single day. There is no room for determination in a single goal, and therefore we achieve nothing in particular that is worthwhile. If you've been trying different ways to change your life and it's not working, why not try the Think and Grow Rich principles that have been developed in this book? Now, let's move on to the overview of how to create anything in life, which is actually the center of this book. I would like to share this drawing that I made based on what is explained about the power of our thought. This is the basic frame of how to create anything you want in life. If you understand this principle, you already have the big picture of Think and Grow Rich. Okay, what we got here? The universe we live in is made up with a form of energy that is constantly moving, vibrating in either a fast or slow rate. So when you start thinking constantly about a house you are determined to have, this is an example, you are actually producing thought energy, and a part of that energy takes the form of the house in spirit. And because energy is constantly moving into different forms, this concentration of spiritual energy will look for ways to become physical energy. That is to become a physical house. And the way it does it is simple. The energy will influence you to take the actions needed. It will turn your mind into a magnet to attract the people, the circumstances necessary for the transmutation of the house spirit into the house physical. And of course, along the process, you will have to use important ingredients listed in the secret formula, such as desire, faith, autosuggestion, specialized knowledge, imagination, organized planning, decision, persistence, mastermind, the mystery of sex transmutation, the subconscious mind, the brain, and the sixth sense. So those are the 13 that are covered in this book. This universal process is awesome. Imagine uh, what you can make of it. The sky is just the limit. You can pretty much design your life the way you want. But this also explains why so many people struggle through life. Think about it. If you are constantly complaining about life and expressing how empty your bank account is, that is exactly the image you are printing into your thought energy. And that thought image will keep being your reality in life. You will attract the people and circumstances that maintain you in poverty, and when you earn some money, you will attract some unexpected huge bill. You will do business with bad partners, etc. So as you can see, what you feed your mind with day in and day out plays an important role in your life. And the book intends to teach the switching of your state of mind from a failure consciousness to a success consciousness. So I know this might sound hooky to you, but don't worry, we'll take the time to go over over this drawing step by step from the first to the last page of the book. You'll have the theory, you'll have life examples from those times. I may add some of my own experiences from time to time, and I will also give you a few suggestions on how you can apply this process through your life. And there is absolutely no rush. It is recommended to read maybe one chapter a week or one chapter a month. So it's not a race that you don't have to read the book as fast as you can and cover every chapter and you're done and then you get rich. It doesn't work like that. It's a process. The more you read, the more you'll find out some other things, not things that you missed before, but you will discover things in you that were not before. It's really profound. It's hard to explain, but you'll discover by yourself. Alright, so in the next videos, we'll go over this process in detail. I thank you for watching and I see you next for step 1.